Hello everyone, this is White Wolf, and I wanted to go live today, and I wanted to relay this kundalini message that I was getting from the divine. When we tap into the kundalini energy, we allow ourselves to tap into a confidence, transcendence, coming back to Mother Gaia Earth, the divine feminine, and fertility within ourselves. We tap into the essence of who we used to be, but also reclaiming our power. And the power is rightfully ours. It's always been ours. It's always been something that's a part of ourselves that we want to collectively connect back into. And having that spontaneous excitefulness about our own nature allows us to be intuitive with the way that we want to flow and connect towards our energy. So we feel as if we're connecting back and coming back into balance with our true divine nature and our true divine state. So we call back our energy because we want to recalibrate our energy, but calling back into the energies of fertility, recreation, deconstruction, releasing false narratives, ideas about who we used to be, and the very sense that we have messages to give and something to give back to the collective. So when we feel in this moment that we have to relax and ease and come back into balance with our true state of being, this means that our reality changes, our personality changes, our emotions change, and our limiting beliefs don't become as limited as they used to be. So when we have this sudden shift in consciousness, this sudden shift in how we present ourselves and how we connect back into our energy, this means that we're choosing to call back our energy, to call back the energies of the divine, to call back the energies of how we want to place our will, place our structure, and how we can place ourselves in a different position. To feel positionless is to feel the emptiness and to feel the spaciousness of the sense of releasing energy. So when energy is stuck, it can clog everything within ourselves to not release and to not give in to the divine. So this means that we're grounding back into the electromagnetic kinetic source energy planes of existence and connecting into the truth of what we really are. So when we feel as if we need something, we're actually not needing, we're wanting, we're desiring something. And it doesn't mean that we're craving it, but we're actually allowing it to be and unfold as it should. So this means in this moment, you have to feel as if you have push. You have to feel as if you're an interdimensional being. The kundalini energy allows us to explore different relationships, not only with ourselves, but also releasing the ego that needs to leave, to not making the feeling of the ego being a bad thing, but it just means that you have to see that everything that you're resisting, the urges, the desires, or the things that make you the most happiest, means that you go about it with a different approach, with a different sense of delivery. So you have to deliver yourself from feeling as if you're resisting, but also that you're coming into and that you're entering. Meaning that sometimes we do need to explore different taboos of this reality. Meaning if you felt like you've always been connected to certain friendships, your friendships change because you don't feel connected to those people as you once did. So this means that the kundalini energy is reflecting to you that you need new relationships and new friends and new ways to explore. So don't be afraid to explore the things that feel very needed and that give you punctuation, that give you a different dictation of how you express. So when you express that kundalini energy, this means that you're not beholden to how you feel or how you connect. This means it's an energy of release. It's a sense where you release any bondages tying you to a specific frequency where you don't want to go. It means that you feel a different pressure. This means that you're not pressured. It means that you feel the unction and the authority and the connection of how you can be more gentle, more sensitive. But you can be like the classical masculine men. But this means that it's not boisterous, it's not outwardly, it's not saying that you're the best. but it's just wearing your crown of dignity and calling back your energy. So a lot of the times we feel like masculine energy or feminine energy is, I have to be authoritative, I have to be like a tough guy, and that's actually defeating the whole purpose. That's a toxic masculinity. And then there's a toxic femininity when we're too sensitive and we get triggered so easily and our sensory input is out of whack. So the balancing of masculine and feminine installs the kundalini energy, but also it repels anything that does not want to be connected to you. So when it repels that, it makes you ward off anything that is not for your highest alignment, meaning you'll know exactly what you want to be or who you want to become within that moment. So I wasn't going to go live today, but I felt like going live because I wanted to talk about the kundalini energy, because I've been doing a lot of work with it over the years. And what I always felt was that it's a sense of push, release, condensing, and cleansing. Push, purification, condensing, and cleansing. So what it means is that your filter and your container is not all whack. It's not all over the place. It's not here, it's not there, it's right here. What the kundalini energy helps us with is be more present, to be more vulnerable, so that we're able to have heart healing activations. So when you heal more and more with yourself, you'll find yourself going back more and more to the divine feminine, meaning the divine feminine initiates the masculine and the inner child, meaning creation, imagination, visualization. That's the inner child, but the feminine allows us to feel as if we're being nurtured and led towards something, as if a mother holds its child. So as a mother holds its child, it holds on very tight because you don't want to drop your puppy or drop your baby, right? Well, the woman holds the baby and cradles it. It cradles it so it's not rocking the cradle, so it's not a turbulent ride, if you will. So as men or women, we have a tendency to be overly authoritative and aggressive and mean and angry instead of balancing that. There is a holy anger and there's a holy laughter. There is that, but it's never really balanced. We usually go one direction or the other direction. And this isn't a usual live that I do, but it's because I felt very strongly that there's a lot of people who don't explore what it means to be a person that is masculine and feminine, which the kundalini helps that. It also helps you explore the energetic sense of being rooted in the sacral, so that you're able to release that chaotic sense of sexual energy as well. So it means that you're not just lusting after people, but you see that there's a reason why you're having an interaction with someone. And yes, there's moments where you may have sex with other people, and there's chakras aligning, and you just meet with them, and there's a good time there. But it doesn't mean that you're doing it just out of a lustful nature and becoming like an addict with it. But sexual energy is the energy of release, in a sense. So when we feel back into the meditative space of meditating, visualizing, coming back into the space, and we feel like we're having that sense of sexual connection, that orgasmic connection, then we're able to feel as if we're gaining our sense of power without necessarily having that interaction with one another. So all healing is self-healing. So the kundalini puts you through different stages: intuition, guidance, awakefulness, dark night of the soul, ascension symptoms. So a lot of you may experience migraines. You may get a lot of like raging and roaring headaches, and you don't know why. I've had moments where I've had past lifetime progressions where I felt like I was the person that I was in those past lifetimes. There's a reason for that. I've had my back hurt very bad on the path, and I've had excruciating back pain. And I didn't know why, but it was because I was releasing something because of my kundalini energy that I'm connecting back into. So all of us are wanting fulfillment, desire, pleasures in this world. So It doesn't mean that our desires are in the wrong place, but we are actually connecting back into the space where we're able to receive within our divine femininity and our fertility and our interconnectedness to one another. So in this moment, if we say to someone that I love you, you're giving them a gift, because you should mostly love other humans. It doesn't mean that you have to like other humans, but most of the time we love other humans. And sometimes you can see another person and you never knew him from Adam, and they can take your breath away. Like, for instance, I remember I was at the store buying beer, and this woman, the cash register wasn't working. I was trying to do self-checkout, and this woman came by and she took it to another register, and for some reason there was something about her soul and about her essence and her beauty that just took my breath away for a moment. I was just captivated by her. It wasn't out of a lustful sexual nature. It was just in that moment I felt like I connected with my twin flame. So in that moment, she like took my breath away, and she was kind. She took it to the other register. And in that moment, it was just like, wow, this person matched with me energetically and maybe even a little bit sexually. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I know a lot of people think it's weird, but it's really not. Because in that moment, I felt her presence and her love and her nurture and her connection for her being my twin flame. So it was kind of like, when chakras match, there's a connection, there's a soul connection. So, like, let's just say you have a best friend that you've had for years and years and years. You love them like a brother. It means that you've had past lifetimes with them. It means that you guys are like-minded souls, you're like-minded energy, and you enjoy each other's company. It doesn't mean it's more of a camaraderie. So the Kundalini energy gives a sense of camaraderie. Rather it's romantic, rather it's friendships, rather it's prosperity. So it's kind of like, I have money because I'm able to manifest more when I have it, and I'm able to give to other people when I have that money. So it's like I'm able to take my family out for a delicious steak dinner, and we all get exactly what we want. So I think the Kundalini is so much more than release and divine feminine, but it means that we're coming back to the source of actual creation, like 0-point creation before the lights come on, and then the manifestation of life is there. So it's kind of like this hat that I'm wearing right now. I saw it at Dollar General. There was this other hat, but it was like kind of not working with me, but for some reason I wanted this hat because I felt like I felt more connected, and there was something about the hat that I enjoyed, and I liked the bill on it. So it's not about the hat, but it's about the fact that how the hat made me feel connected, made me feel like I was representing myself in a certain way. So represent yourself and appoint yourself in a certain way. And I think what's nurturing and what's beautiful is that we can feel that we're using our telepathy more. And when we're using our telepathy more, we're actually connecting with people without having to speak to them. Knowing the story without having to know all of the details, in a sense. So it's kind of like we kind of know what's going on, but we don't. And that's discernment, that's judgment, and you're able to see what is around you at all times. So, excuse me, in this moment, for some reason, I didn't want to eat all day. Why did I want to not eat all day? Because I feel like I can get a lot more done. I can exercise. I can, do so much more with fasting, which makes me feel more connected. And because I do that, then I'm not constricted with feeling like full, right? Because sometimes I noticed when I used to work my old job, I would not want to eat in the hot sun because I feel constricted. Well, in that moment when you feel constricted or clogged up, clogged arteries or clouded judgment, or you feel heavy in your head, just say, Divine Mother of fertility and love and connection, I need release. And the chains will be broken from you. So it's kind of like God Source energy is omnipresent. God Source energy is not a god, a god, or a woman or a man, but it is the energy of everything. So it's kind of like, yes, God is feminine, God is masculine, God is the inner child, God is the homeless man on the street that can give you a lot of wisdom about how not to be homeless. So kundalini means that you relax into your awareness. It means you relax and accentuate and feel into the emotional presence of actually being sensible. It's your sense and sensibility that's being enhanced, in a sense. So think about that for a second. Just think about a time where you felt like you were angry or aggressive or felt like you had to prove something to a lot of people. In this world, we feel like we have to prove something all the time. But what if you were in that moment and you didn't have to? And you're like, you said to the person, I'll think about that for a moment, I'll get back to you. Or I don't really have the educated guess at this moment in time. So what did you do there? You tapped back in to your feminine and you took a moment of evaluation. You evaluated the situation and you didn't give in to the chaotic, like, problems of the world. You didn't give into it. You didn't feel like you had to prove anything. The divine feminine and the kundalini doesn't make you feel like you have to prove anything, because you reclaim your power. You reclaim your energy. You reclaim your presence. You own it. And for some reason the screen got brighter. I don't know why, but it did. But the thing is like, I was meditating and kind of researching some stuff about it. But also I was kind of doing my own soul searching. The reason why we do that is because we want to feel. We want to feel love. We want to receive love. And we want to receive the gifts of the divine, the many gifts that it has in store for us. And how can we do that if we are only restricted by our masculine energies? Restricted by our ego, restricted by our shadow, instead of embracing the shadow and the light energies, right? So light and dark are attributes or personality traits. So some of your personality traits may not be that great. And they may not be as good as you think they are. But those personality traits can be the very thing that makes you grow for some reason, right? It was a negative personality trait, but for some reason, it turned into one of your greatest gifts. Maybe your impatience. Your impatience and your unwillingness to settle for less can become a very beautiful gift. So make your dis-eases, make your disabilities, make your negativity turn into your greatest gifts and turn it into a positive. Then you reverse the reflection. So it makes me think all the time, how can we change the negativity, the dis-ease, the lack, the unvulnerableness, the unworthiness, the discontent, the aggression, and turn it into vulnerability, sensitivity, and grace? That's some serious win. Turn it into grace. It's a hard thing to do. Because in certain moments, like for instance, this will be the last thing I share and then we'll do some energetic work. I was taking Morningstar's dog out, Pookie and Bailey, and then there was a rabbit and it was running away from Bailey, and there was these like pink bricks, right? It went around the red bricks and it stopped and it looked at me, and as I was holding the dog and my cigar. It was like in that moment I didn't know what to do, because the element of surprise like activates your chakras, right? So I'm holding it, but then I looked up the definition. It was a good omen of reconstruction, fertility, growth, emulation, leadership. So, and also what was funny is that I looked up the meaning of cigars. Cigars in Christianity are wrapped in a sense of divine unity, a sign of affluence, wealth, right? A sign of community camaraderie. So what I was just saying in the earlier video, in the first part of the video, was camaraderie. Can't say that word, but the point is that everything connects. I was watching a Marlon Brando movie, and there's been a person that I've been supposed to ask out, I just haven't been doing it and putting it off because it hasn't been the time, right? But in that movie, there was an actress that looked like the new person that I'm supposed to be with, and in the midst of separation from the person I'm with now. And when you put stuff off like that, then it will always like come up. That's another thing with light workers, you know. When we put something on the back burner, we don't do it, we put it off, then our house can get cluttered and it cannot be well kept. So we have to clean house, you know, we have to kind of empty out things. It was kind of like I was doing chores today, like mopping and, you know, handling stuff and doing all these other things, making videos, and knowing that after this, I'll have to do something. So live, laugh, and love. That's my greatest motto I can ever give you guys. It's just to live, it's just to laugh, and to love. So we are going to be doing some energetic work. If you want to book private sessions with me, I am your host, White Wolf. I have a 30-minute, $60 special, but we're going to be doing some kundalini energy here in a moment. So if you would like to connect to the energetic work, feel free to do so. And also feel free to be in the ambiance of the energetic work. So feel free to do so. Archangels of love and light, who's willing to cleanse us of our auric field, tapping into God's source energy and the great I am, diving deep into Middle Mother Gaia, Earth, grounding, ascending, collection. Helping us reclaim our divine feminine energy, helping us with our sexual energy, our energy of release and healing. Better belief systems and using it as a way of calling in our power. Coming back into grounding deep within Middle Mother Gaia, Earth. Mary Magdalene is coming in, helping us embrace healing of the inner child and to hold the divine masculine and cradle it and nurture it and guide it as a way of connecting back into the energies of ascension. To embrace the light and the dark aspects, to see the negativity as a positive, and to feel the power that is truthfully within. Feel the love and the presence of the Divine Mother, grounding deeper and deeper into the earth to feel as one and to be of sound heart and mind. And give in to the release and the vulnerability of feeling worthy, precious, and held in the security and the safety of the divine. Feel as if the kundalini energy is helping you connect into nature's frequencies. The wolf is a symbolism of strength, love, and security. The raven helps us reclaim our dignity, our integrity. The black panther is helping us release toxic masculine traits and releasing self-deceit and giving into condemnation. The ability to hold space, the ability to believe, and the ability to lead and reclaim your power and to know that it is yours. Tapping into the Shaska. And our ayahuasca ceremony is being connected with us here and now. Tapping into the elementals of fire, water, and wind. Feel pleasure and light and love and connection. Tapping into our telepathy. Tapping into our heart. Everybody take a deep breath. Exhale, and you can open your eyes. So that was the energetic work. Thank you guys for connecting with me this day. And I wanted to go live real quick. And if you want to book private sessions with me, I'm your host, White Wolf. We do a lot of different readings, healings, activations on the live, so feel free to do that and feel free to connect with me if you feel inclined to do so. So yeah, thank you guys. God bless. Namaste. And if you enjoyed that, thank you so much. And live, laugh, and love, and prosper, and connect into your divine source of energy. Once again, thank you, and God bless.